123 is a political comedy that takes place in Berlin, where Coca-Cola's head of West German operations, played by James Cagney, serves as a host for his American boss's daughter, who just so happens to have been recently married to a staunch East German communist. Immensely funny with rapid-fire comedic timing, 123 also carries plenty of Wilder's healthy cynicism about America's influence in capitalism and foreign political affairs.
He could use a haircut, and I'd like to give it to him myself with a hammer and sickle.
Alex, once again, Billy Wilder, the social critic.
Of course.
He returns to the home from whence he emigrated to kind of examine the influence of his new home, for lack of a better term, on the restructuring and rebuilding of, the economy after World War II, obviously, and does it through the lens of one of the largest and most recognized corporate brands in all the world, Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I would say if you're going to take on American capitalism, what a better corporation to do it with than Coca-Cola.
Despite the undertones of cynicism, like I said, there's really no condemnation of one ideology over the other. Both sides of the philosophical coin, both capitalism and communism, come out looking fairly ridiculous thanks to the, humorous exploits of their figureheads, James Cagney's character on the capitalism side, and then this character of Otto on the communist side. But they come out looking ridiculous, endearingly so. There's this great scene near the end of the film where when Cagney's boss is finally going to show up, they take Otto and they have to dress him up and pretend like he's this gung-ho capitalist. So they dress him up in fancy clothes and they feed him a bunch of lines. It's funny and it's poignant because while he's saying these lines wrong and screwing everything up, it still kind of fits in with the ideology of capitalism, but also works in a deeper level in the sense of it's very indicative of just the messed up and kind of unstable culture that's going on in Berlin at the time.
How is the situation here in Berlin?
It shouldn't happen to a dog. I mean, it's a draw. Actually, the situation is hopeless, but not serious.
Yeah, it's great that it's such a broad comedy. It's just really funny.
Yeah, and I think that's the most important thing to take away is that 123 is first and foremost a comedy, and it's really, really funny. It's one of the only movies I know of where the title is taken directly from its comedic pacing. I mean, 1, 2, 3. The jokes just kind of bombard you like one after the other. It's almost like an old Marx Brothers film where it never really gives you time to recover. So I think that's the most important thing to remember is that even though there's a little bit of a preachy message, there's also just a lot on the surface to enjoy as well.